My goal with Lego investing is to double my money, and that means when I buy a Lego set, I expect to sell it and then take home double what I bought it for. That is 100% return on investment. If I buy the set for $50, after I've sold it and paid my fees and everything is covered, I take home $100. That is my goal, and that is what I consider to be a phenomenal Lego investment, especially if you can achieve that within a single year. And I don't always get there, of course. Sometimes it is more like a 70% return or an 80% return. My target is that 70%. If I fall below that, then I feel like I need to adjust my approach. But if I'm above 70%, I think things are going pretty well. If I hit that 100%, that is where I am happy with that investment. And today I want to share some examples of when I have done this, because recently I have been looking over our numbers for 2023, been doing our taxes, and I've been thinking about some of those sales that we made throughout 2023 that made it to this 100% return on investment. In other words, I doubled my money on those investments. And I thought, why not just come here and share some of this with you all? So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to share 12 actual sales that I made in my business of Lego investing in 2023 that reached over 100% return on investment. And we're going to see a range of different themes, a range of different sets here that I double my money on. And the thing is, we are going to go from worst to best. So you're going to see a set with 100% return on investment, and it's going to go better and better and better from there. And what you're going to see in the first position here is going to blow your mind. So let's just jump in here, and we're looking at number 12 here with Harry Potter, and this is the Hagrid's Hut set. Now this is set number 75947, 496 piece count and a $60 MSRP. 6 minifigures, 3 of them unique, released in June 2019, retired in December of 2021. Now we of course did not pay that $60 purchase price for this set. If you did, this really would be more like a break-even investment because it has taken a little time to stretch its legs in terms of growth in price over time. However, we got such a good price on this that we were able to get 100% return on investment right away. That is because we paid $30 per unit on this one. This set, $30 is half price, so we got it at 50% off, and that is the importance of getting great deals on your Lego inventory. So we bought these for $30. We got a lot of them as well. We got about 150 units of this set at $30 a piece. Ended up selling them for $81 a piece, and that is the average cost. Of course, some sales were a little bit higher, some were a little bit lower, but averaged out to $81, and after all fees and everything is paid, that gave us a return on investment of 100%. In other words, we doubled our money completely on this set. 100% return for 150 units at $30 of cost. So that is the Hagrid's Hut. Now again, if you paid full price for this, this was not a great investment. It ended up being a little bit oversupplied, but if you were able to get it at half price like we did here, then you're doing pretty well. You're doubling your money on that one. So Harry Potter Hagrid's Hut is the first in this list, and again, we're going to get better and better. 100% return is what we're starting off with here. We're going to see some other examples that were a lot higher than that. And these again are just sales in 2023. This is just a sample of our sales. We've hit 100% return on other sets as well, but it's also important to note that some of these sets, we sold some of them before we even got to 2023, but we're really only counting the 2023 sales here because that's what I was looking at as we were doing our tax returns. So let's move into number 11 here, and we've got the Demogorgon and 11 Lego Brickhead set. This is one that I was very excited about before retirement because I did have the other Stranger Things set. There's only ever been 2 Stranger Things sets released. The other one is the Upside Down. It was a $200 large set. That set doubled for me, made me over 100% return in just 6 months after retirement. So that was a phenomenal investment, and I was excited about this one as well because Brickheads, they can do really, really well as an investment. I just released a video talking about some Brickhead sets that went from $40 to $700 and above that. Brickheads can be amazing, and I knew that Demogorgon 11 was going to be pretty good because, again, Stranger Things is so popular. It's got cult following, and they are continuing to make these seasons. There is a final season currently in the works, and I felt like this was a unique Brickhead set that was likely never going to be released again. It's set number 40549, 192 pieces, a $20 MSRP, no minifigures, and released in February 2022, retired in December of 2022. Also a reasonably short shelf life on this one, so I felt like there was not going to be a lot of supply out there. Brickhead sets are hard to get in large volume, and it was a short shelf life, so I just felt like there was no chance that this was going to have a lot of supply in the aftermarket. We paid $16 for this, which was only a small discount. We paid $16 and we sold for $45. So after all fees and everything are accounted for, it was 102% return on investment. So that is the Demogorgon and 11 in the 11th position here on these 12 examples of sales that we made in 2023. Next up, we've got the 501st Legion Clone Troopers. Another one that I felt very confident about before it ever retired. Now, it did end up getting extended. It was supposed to retire a couple of years ago, ended up only retiring at the end of 2022. So I was actually sitting on some of this in inventory for a little bit too long. And so I'm not very happy with the hold time that I had. But thankfully, it ended up climbing in value very, very quickly after that retirement finally happened. So my hunch on this set, my expectation for this set ended up being accurate, but it was just a little bit too late with the longer hold time. Set number 75280, 285 pieces, $30 MSRP. And of course, we love these Star Wars battle packs. This is a little bit more expensive than some of the other battle packs, but of course you get more in this. You've got 4 clones, you've got 2 droids, released in August 2020 and retired at the end of 2022. So it was on the shelves for 2.5 years. Average cost that we paid was 23 on this one. We could have got them at a little bit of a better price, but we did pay 23. Ended up selling them for 64 a unit. We had a lot of these as well in stock, so it ended up being a pretty good profit and payday when we went ahead and sold these. 105% return on investment after fees and everything is accounted for. So over doubling our money again on the 501st Legion Clone Troopers. And in 9th place, we have another battle pack for Star Wars. This is the Clone Trooper Command Station. Retired at the same time, December 2022. This one was released in January of 2022. This is set number 40558 with 66 pieces, $15. And 3 minifigs inside of this. It's a small little battle pack that you could get in the Lego stores for $15. It just doesn't look like a whole lot. It's a piece of card with a little bit of plastic and some Lego minifigures inside. You would not expect it to be selling for $43 a unit on Amazon in the US, which is what we ended up selling these for. This is one that I'm thankful to my community for, because I was not targeting this set, and my community, BrickBox Ignite, some of our members were talking about this set being a home run and an obvious investment, and it brought it to my attention. So Igniters, if you're watching, thank you for mentioning this one and talking about this one. This was a great investment. We bought them for 15, sold them for 43. We ended up getting a lot more of these later in a bulk deal, and we got them for probably half this price. We got them for less than $10, but we're not including those here because here we're just talking about the sales we made in 2023. So our average cost overall would be lower if we count that bulk deal, but we're just not including that, and we're talking about the full price that we paid here, $15 in Lego stores. We got VIP points and credit card points and different things, but it was really $15. But selling them for 43 gave us that return on investment of 107%. So again, over doubling our money on this one. A great investment. The only problem with this one is that we couldn't get enough volume. I would have liked to have gotten a couple of hundred of these. We got much less than that, but still a great investment if any of you picked these up. Next up, we have the Avengers Iron Man Hall of Armor, and I'm giggling a little bit here because I know some of you are going to be shaking your head when you see this image pulling up here. This was not a great investment for many Lego investors out there. Really, once again, it depends on the price that you paid for it, because if you paid full price for this, it was a $60 set. I ended up selling for $71, so that's not really a great sale if you paid full price for it. That would actually lose you money after you cover your fees and your shipping and everything. However, we got them for $23, and I know many of you out there in the communities in the US also managed to get this sale. It was a Black Friday sale a couple of years ago. $23, incredibly strong discount on this set, and I knew at that price, at 23, this was going to be a home run winner. It was not on my radar up until that point. It wasn't a set that I was bullish on and going out and looking for, but when I saw that $23 price, I reevaluated at the new price, and I figured that there was no way that I could lose. And it turned out to be absolutely right, because we paid 23, we sold them for 71. So if you can sell a set for 71 that you bought for 23, it's 122% return on investment, much more than doubling your money here, and that is exactly what we're looking for when we want a home run. It is set number 76125, 524 pieces, at $60 MSRP, 6 minifigures. Retired at the end of December 2021, and right before retirement is when that $23 discount was available. And so folks, this is the importance of paying attention to those incredible deals. Have deal alerts set, use bots to track the deals, and be in the communities where people will notify you when crazy stuff like this happens so that you can jump on those kind of deals. So this again was an incredible deal and a great investment for us. But I know some of you Lego investors out there are shaking your head at this one, because as a set in general, it was not a winner. It was just a winner for us because we paid $23 a unit. So that is the Hall of Armor. Next up, we have a real winner here. A lot of people won on this one. This is the Harry Potter Herbology class. Set number 76384, 233 pieces, $30 set. Now, this was the first out of these Hogwarts moments, these kind of book sets that they started releasing in the Harry Potter lineup. They had probably around 6 of them, maybe 7 in this range overall. This was the first one to retire. And so the year that this set retired, it was before a lot of the others that were in the range, but also there were a couple of more that were released a couple of months later. And whenever you have more sets being released in the lineup, it drives more collectability. It makes people want to go back and get the ones that they missed. That's exactly what happened with the Herbology set. It was the only one that was retired. The new ones came out. There was a lot of excitement. People were collecting them and they couldn't find Herbology, and they went to eBay and Amazon. And so the only way for the price to go was up because the supply was low. This was not a tried and tested theme, so Lego investors were ignoring it. And I had a good feeling about this set, so I went pretty deep on this one, and it turned out to be accurate. So 3 minifigures released in January 2021, retired in December of 2021, and we sold a lot of these in 2022, but again, we also had some still in stock and sold them in 2023, which is why it's showing up here as I was going over my numbers. $24 cost, $72 sale price, and so that's 126% return on investment overall. Now the Charm set also did pretty well. That was another one that was the next one to retire. The Charm set actually did not officially retire until a year after this one, but it became hard to find throughout 2022, and so it ended up going up pretty quickly in value. The more recent ones to retire have not done the same, have not been as strong investments because there's more supply out there and less demand because the line has ended, and so there's less excitement about it for collectors. That is Herbology. Next up we have Lego Duplo Toy Story Train. This is 10894, 21 pieces, $20 MSRP, 2 minifigures, and released in March 2019, retired in July of 2021. And we bought these for an average of $15 a unit, sold them for $49 a unit on average. Again, there was actually a couple of sales that were even higher than 49, but the average was 49, and it's 127% return on investment on a Duplo set. For anybody out there who thought Duplo cannot be a Lego investment, this should show you otherwise, because Duplo can be a great Lego theme for investing, and this is an example of that. So $15 purchase price, $49 sale price on the Toy Story Train. Now coming into number 5 here, and in the top 5 we are taking a bit of a jump in the return on investment. We're moving from 127% return to 157% return on investment with the Harry Potter Fox set. Now these Harry Potter buildable flying creature sets, I just love these sets as investments, and this is a set that I was certain about as an investment. I knew that this was going to be a winner because there's so much collectability and demand for these sets, but they're targeted towards adults, they're highly displayable pieces, and they're really well designed. I just love these sets in general. We've got Hedwig, we've got the Fox set, and then we've got the Hungarian Horntail as well. Fox was also an exclusive to the Target stores in the US, which means the supply was going to be constrained a little more than usual. And in general, the value on these sets is what I love about them. This was a $40 set when it was first released. It ended up being a $50 set by the time it retired, if you count Target raising the prices on this from $40 to $50. In the Lego stores, it was still $40, so really we could say the MSRP was $40, but we're just using the $50 price here. The value is still amazing at these prices. You could easily make a case for these buildable bird sets or buildable flying creature sets to be a $60 set, or even in some cases more than that. You really do get a lot inside the box for what you are paying, especially at the $40 purchase price. Now this is set number 76394, 597 pieces and a $50 MSRP. Again, $40 in Lego store, so the real official MSRP was $40. You do get a minifigure of Dumbledore in here, and it is a unique minifigure as well. Released in June 2021, retired in December of 2022. Now we paid an average of $30 on this set, and we ended up selling them for an average of $100. That is a return on investment of 157% after all fees and everything is covered. So Fox, incredible investment, definitely lived up to my expectation as a Lego investment, so I'm a huge fan of this one. Next up we have another Star Wars set with the Armor's Mandalorian Forge, set number 75319, 258 pieces, a $30 retail price, but many of us got this set at a much better price. 3 minifigures, 2 of them unique, and it was released in September of 2021 and retired in December of 2022 for a shelf life of just over a year and 3 months. Now, just before this set retired, it was available at really great discounts during Black Friday in 2022, November 2022, throughout Targets in the US. I think the price was somewhere around $18, maybe $20, but we got these at great prices. Our average cost on this was $18, and we ended up selling these for $71. That is a return on investment after all costs of 196%. So that is almost a 200% return on investment. So a whole lot more than that target of just doubling our money. 196% return on the Armor's Mandalorian Forge. Incredible set, incredible investment. Now into number 3, we have Stormtrooper Helmet. Now this helmet series I've talked about a lot in the past, but in general, I love these sets as investments, especially in the early waves because investors didn't know about them yet. They were not tried and tested and nobody was buying them. I made a lot of videos talking about these sets. Stormtrooper Helmet is often overlooked because it was beat out by the TIE Fighter pilot helmet. That did outperform this one, but Stormtrooper was still an insane investment, and so it deserves the airtime. This is set number 75276, 647 pieces and a $60 MSRP. Released in April 2020, retired in December of 2021. Now my average cost on this was $48, and our average sale price was $185. Over 3x the MSRP and a return on investment of 207%. We sold some of these throughout 2022, but we actually ended up keeping a lot of them into 2023 because I could see the early performance was so strong that I just had a feeling it was going to continue to go up. Ended up pulling the trigger at $185 a unit and still feeling pretty good about that decision. So that was a phenomenal investment of 207% return. In second place here, we have the Spider-Jet versus Venom mech. Spider-Man, Marvel, who expected to see this in second place here in terms of return on investment? But when you combine superhero and mech, magic seems to happen. And this is set number 76150, 371 pieces. It was a $30 MSRP, 3 minifigures, 1 unique, and it was released in January 2020, retired in July of 2021. Average cost of $17, average sale price of $79. Now, even if you paid full MSRP of $30 a unit on this set, you are likely still doubling your money if you sell it for $79. You'll pay $20 Amazon fees and walk away with $60. So you're still doubling your money thereabouts. If you calculate it out, it's likely somewhere in that range. If you paid full MSRP. Now we got a great deal. We paid $17 a unit on it. So we got a great discount on this set, which is the reason that this is not just a double up. This is a 250% return on investment because of that great price that we were able to pay. And so again, folks, if you need more proof, we need great prices to get great returns on our Lego sets. So look for those incredible discounts whenever you can find them. We still need the right sets though. So if you want to learn more about how to pick the right Lego sets to invest in, read my book. It's in the description down below. Grab that link. You don't want to be snoozing on that book. It's called Winning Set Secrets, and it will show you how to pick the right sets to invest in. That is number 2. So number 1, of course, it is even better than a 250% return, and nobody's going to be surprised at what this is. It is, of course, the TIE Fighter pilot helmet. Another Star Wars helmet set, 75274, 725 pieces, $60 MSRP, retired at the end of 2021. Now again, this is another example where we sold a lot of our inventory in 2022, but we still had a couple cases of this in inventory into 2023. And so that's why you're seeing it here. We bought them for $64, which is full price. We paid the full MSRP plus tax because this set was very rarely discounted throughout its life. And actually that made me even more excited about it as a prospect for an investment because I knew that there were going to be very few investors out there willing to pay full price for this set, and the supply in the aftermarket was likely going to be very, very restricted. That's exactly what happened. Over the first few months of this set, it was selling for $200 just a couple of months into retirement, and we sold some of our inventory at around that price, $220, thinking that was a great investment. A year later, we're selling them for $348. So $348 sale price at a purchase price of $64 is a 350% return on investment on the TIE Fighter pilot helmet. We had a lot of these as well. We really made a mission of getting as many of these as we could find for probably a whole year before it retired. I made multiple different videos about that. This was one that I was very, very certain on, and it ended up paying off because of that really constrained supply, while also continuing to have really large demand, especially driven by the new helmets that were released and the collectability nature of these sets, but also the fact that they're so well designed and just look so great when they're displayed together on a shelf. I felt pretty good about this one, and that one paid off. So TIE Fighter Pilot Helmet in number 1 here with a 350% return on investment of sales in 2023. Now again, I do want to mention that this was just a sample of our sales. We have a lot of other sets that we sell as well, and we're not always looking for the absolute highest return on investment. That is not always my goal, because I operate at scale. It's a 6-figure Lego investing business, and whenever you operate at scale, sometimes you intentionally go for sets that you know are going to give you a smaller return, but you're going to be able to get higher dollar profits in and deploy larger amounts of money in. An example of that would be larger sets, $200 sets that you know you could sell for $350, and maybe you'll take away an $80 profit. It's not going to be a 100% return, but you're going to get an $80 profit for a single sale. And if you do that 100 times, you're talking about a big business. So as you scale your business, it's not always going to be about doubling your money on every set and making sure that you're always getting 100% return, 120% return. Sometimes 70% return is just fine. Even 50% is just fine if you're making $100 in profit for one sale. And as you start to scale your business, you will start to see that sometimes you want to prioritize larger sets and dollar profit instead of return on investment. And so even though I'm showing you 12 sets here that had over 100% return, these sets are not necessarily what I consider to be my absolute best investments of 2023, because there are some other cases where I think that the money that I made on them was actually even easier because I was able to deploy larger amounts of money and walk away with more profit, even if the return on investments were a little bit smaller. So just wanted to call that out here. So any new investors out there, you don't think that return on investment is everything, but in the beginning, it really is worth focusing mostly on return on investment so that you can maximize your return and then turn over that inventory, reinvest the profits, and start to scale your business. So I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And when you're down there, grab the link to our free Facebook group. We have a group where we talk about Lego investing. You don't want to miss out. So make sure you get that link and join us in the Facebook group. And with that, thank you so much for being here. I'm Shane from BrickBucks.net, and make this your year to lift off and be free.